Hey there, everyone. Meteorologist Robert Spetta here with you today. It is the 26th of June, 2016. Just enough time for a quick update on our newest tropical depression. I know yesterday we had a tropical depression in the South China Sea moving off towards China. That has actually weakened out quite significantly, and now really our low pressure area just towards the east of the Philippines is all the rage here on Sunday, and for good reason. The Philippine Sea out here, remind you, just absolutely warm sea surface temperatures. This is moving over an area of relatively lax vertical wind shear. I'll get on that in a second, but this is definitely rapidly organizing as it tracks off there towards the northwest, moving about 30 knots at this time. The Japan Meteorological Agency has upgraded it to a tropical depression, a minor tropical depression, remind you. They do not expect this to become a tropical storm. PAGASA still has not upgraded this either, nor has JTWC, but they have put out a tropical cyclone formation alert on it. Moving off here towards northwest, though, as you can see, we do have a lot of banding coming in with the southwest monsoon. That is feeding into the moisture along the southern periphery of this storm, and that is why, if you are out here across much of Visayas, it has been raining non-stop for several days now. Over towards Manila, starting to see those larger cloud tops move into the area from the east. That is going to be increasing through the rest of Sunday, and throughout the day on Monday and a Tuesday, some heavy showers across much of central Luzon. Winds right now 17, gusting to about 22 knots. Pressure about 1,006 hectopascals. As I mentioned, is moving to the west at about 30 knots. Here's the infrared imagery, much more impressive looking when you take a look at this. These areas in the darker reds and also over towards the blacks, indicating those higher cloud tops, which are carrying just an abundance of precipitation with it. TCFA from JWC, they do not have an official track out on this, but I think later on Sunday they probably will, keeping this on the low side as far as intensity, and that's going to be the big thing as we go ahead over the next several days. So if you're worried about a typhoon or maybe some destructive winds coming out of this, I really wouldn't fret too much about that. It's going to be the rainfall, guys. Overall, the center of this track, I'm just putting the spaghetti model here for your information, but the center of the track is not so important. It's the overall enhancement of the southwest monsoon as this does continue to track off here towards the east. In fact, let's zoom in on the ECMWF model. That was your total rainfall accumulation you were just seeing there a second ago, but this is the actual model here with that center of circulation located just off the east coast of Luzon, pulling off towards the west. This isn't even really picking up on how much convection is forming off towards the north, but the big thing you get out of this, though, is yes, the winds are a big deal, especially off here towards the northern periphery. You'll be seeing gale force, but it's the rain, guys. Look at this, just widespread precipitation as this just moves right over Luzon. There is that threat of flooding. I do think that's going to be a big issue. Urban flooding, poor drainage areas. You get anything just kind of blocking some of these drains, that can flood really quickly in some of these city centers. Also in rural areas, mountainside roadways, landslides, a big issue as we go ahead. If you have not seen warnings on this, if you're watching this video, though, I hope you have seen warnings. Yeah, do be ready for that threat. I really do think that's going to be a big issue. Warnings typically are issued on landslides after the rainfall's already taken place. So something to just kind of keep in the back of your head before that possibly happens. Waves are also going to be fairly large out here along the eastern seaboards and off towards the northern areas of Luzon. I'm showing this, though. This is actually the sea surface temperatures across this region, and they're well over 30 degrees, 30 to about 32 degrees. That's why we're kind of calling this the Philippine Sea effect. It's these very warm sea surface temperatures that just blow up these storms, and that adds to the moisture out here. It seems like we see this very often. One other thing that is causing this to be very warm, despite the fact it is summer and it's the tropics, is that we haven't had any upwelling from any previous storms out here. There just hasn't been any named tropical systems yet in 2016, and that is also resulting in some very warm sea surface temperatures. Just no storms to really stir up the oceans. But let's go back to that total rainfall accumulation. That's going to be the big issue as we go ahead over the next 24 to 48 hours. Eventually, this will move over the Philippines, though, and it's going to start to encounter some vertical wind shear coming in from the north, about 30 to 40 knots out here in northern areas of the South China Sea. So I think this will be disrupted, might get merged up with our other low pressure area there in the long range. And even, I'll go back to the Meteor-Earth, I should have showed this to you first. I'll go back to the Meteor-Earth really fast here, guys. Let's just scroll ahead to, you can see actually over by Tuesday and the Wednesday. We have just a classic Habagat. Nothing has changed with that. This is going to kind of merge with our low back there towards the west and just enhance those monsoonal rains. And there's going to be a lot of it next week. And it's going to be widespread showers, not only for the Philippines, but also for Vietnam. Heavy rainfall even over towards Laos. You'll be seeing some flooding there as well. But that is all for now. Just enough time for a very quick update here, everybody. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, post them down in the comment box below. I always appreciate your feedback, and as always, thanks for watching. Bye.